I'm Officer Chad Stiles, and this is my rescue story. I was dating a girl back home in Green Bay, so I was trying to apply for departments up there so that I could move back home to be together. I ended up getting off of work at Milwaukee at the last minute, and I was gonna drive up and surprise my girlfriend at the time. Driving 2 hours, get there, pull in, knocked at the door. Her car was there, but there wasn't a response. And I saw a motorcycle who was my brother's best friend over there. And turns out she was seeing him, that it was over. So I returned to Milwaukee. And the next shift that I work, I came across a group of couple guys fighting. I hit my lights and siren. The guys kind of broke it up. I got out of the squad. 2 guys left and 1 guy stayed. And he was a big guy and he was really drunk. And so he ended up not wanting to leave. So I went in to take him into custody, decentralize him or take him to the ground to handcuff him. And the last thing I remember was seeing another squad pull up. Officer Steve Hansel tackled the guy in a flower pot, and then Officer Doug Marks came around and they started taking him into custody. I jumped up, ended up taking him to the hospital. I ended up going to the hospital too. I ended up having a broken hand I didn't know. And he did in fact end up filing a lawsuit against me and the 2 officers in the department for over $1 million for excessive force and all that. I was working light duty at the police department because of my hand recovering. And about a month later is when I learned about Jay. Jay Belchunas was a former Milwaukee cop, and that particular night he was plain clothes and was going to do surveillance on a drug house. He had stopped for a cup of coffee before his 3rd shift duties at a gas station on 37th and Villard, and there was 2 guys that came up and attempted to rob him. They had him at gunpoint, felt his gun. He pleaded, I'm a cop, and they ended up shooting him anyway. Jay died in early November of 2004. Any one of these things, being cheated on or the death of Jay or getting hurt at work, if one of those things happened, I probably could have overcame it. But the culmination of all 3 things kind of got me really overwhelmed and into a dark place. So I felt myself slipping into this depression. I was sleeping 16 hours a day. I'd go to work on night shift, do the absolute minimum, repeat until I reached the bottom. It was cold out, but I felt equally as cold inside as it was outside. I wanted the pain to end, and I remember picking up my gun and having the thoughts about just ending it all. At that moment, I turned to the only one that I knew I could trust, and that was to God. I started praying, and as I prayed, I could literally feel his arms wrap around me and tell me it was going to be okay. And I was able to set the gun down and never look back at that darkness. I felt that I needed to get back to church. So I started going every Sunday. I don't even remember what the sermons were about, but I remember every time I went, I felt a little more energy. I felt my faith strengthening. Faith comes by hearing the word. So just by being there in his presence, I felt a little more stronger. I know that I wouldn't have provided the same type of care, compassion, unless I had been there myself. When I look back and see how the dominoes fell, I know the purpose of the dark times now. And that although God allowed me to go to the edge, He rescued me and now put me in a position that I can help others and hopefully be a light in the darkness to help bring other people to Him, or to plant those seeds of faith in others that can help bring God glory. If you find yourself in a dark place and you're hopeless and despair, it's as simple as looking towards the light and allowing God to rescue you.